And one of the questions that now arises is the whole question of punishment, and you're looking at clubs being punished for what the owners have put into play here, and whether measures will be taken by the Premier League against the 6 English sides, and indeed from UEFA over this season's competitions. So what do we know?
Some clubs may attempt to gloss over this, but this is and has been an embarrassing climb down, however you look at it. And there will be clubs that feel there needs to be some sort of punishment to ensure that this doesn't happen again. The balance that the Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters now has is he knows on one side he's got 14 extremely irritated clubs. We know they're angry, we know they're hurt by the behaviour of the other 6. What he needs to do is he needs to try and pull the 14 and the 6 together so that they become that joint 20 clubs that the Premier League are so proud of. They love their decision-making to be unanimous. They need all 20 clubs to broadly be in agreement with each other. The question will now be asked in terms of the Super League commitment, what was legally binding and what was not? Look at the statement that the Super League issued on Sunday. It referred to the clubs coming together. It specifically said the clubs have all joined. The opening paragraph said they have agreed to establish. Now, words matter in this. Premier League has a rule, Rule L.9, that says clubs shall not enter or play in a competition without the prior written approval of the Premier League boards. We can take as a given that the Premier League boards did not approve the Super League because we look at the comments that followed. So, shall not enter during a season. What has been entered? Look at the statements that some of the clubs issued last night. A couple of key words: formally enacted procedures. That's legal speak. That's been written by lawyers. Why has it been written by lawyers? What are they protecting? What are they enacting? So that's what the Premier League will need to unpick. And the balance that they've got is protecting their own rules, establishing what has broken if there has been a breach, and then issuing some sort of punishment. Because there will be clubs that strongly feel if you're not going to enforce your own rules, then what's the point in having them? But what they need to establish is whether or not there was a rule breach in the first place. OK, so the level of punishment will come to light, I guess, when those details are unpicked. I suppose the other key question, and Kaveh has alluded to it there, talking about some owners who still think this is a good idea, that there will be a possibility that this will rear its head in a more subtle, maybe, form in the future. But how do you stop those, or how do those in power stop this happening again? What this has clearly illustrated is just how divided some clubs can be within their own setup. You can have the owner thinking one thing, you can have the management structure underneath thinking something completely different. That would explain the number of contradictory messages that we've all had in the last couple of days. You're never going to stop clubs from talking about proposals. You're never going to stop clubs from thinking about what is the next big thing, what's the next big competition. UEFA in particular want to protect their own competitions. We're now in the slightly surreal situation that 5 of the proposed breakaway clubs are going to be involved in the Champions League and Europa League semi-final stages: Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester City, Arsenal and Manchester United. The show will go on this season. Alexander Ceferin, the UEFA president, has indicated as much. There's nothing to suggest there will be any formal UEFA sanction here, because I'm not sure what they can do, because ultimately what have the clubs done? They have seriously irritated Ceferin, and he is one happy official today at what's happened. He is delighted that this has broken down. He's delighted that he is being seen to be the strong leader of European football's governing body, ditto Gianni Infantino at FIFA. This has been an embarrassment for the clubs. The biggest impact for them is reputation. They have got a lot to build here. A lot of reputational damage has been done, and within the corridors of power, relationships matter.